structure, party wall, foundation, or premises for the purpose of inspection is prevent violation of the provisions of this article and to carry out the order given pursuant to this article. Dangerous buildings defined, section 54-2. Any building, structure, party building, or structure, party wall, or foundation which has any of the following defects shall be deemed a dangerous building. 1. Those whose interior walls or other vertical structural members list, lean, or buckle to such an extent that a plumb line passing through the center of gravity falls outside the middle third of the space. 2. Those which exclusive of the foundation show 33% or more of damage or deterioration of one or more supporting members, or 50% of damage or deterioration of the non-supporting enclosing or outside walls or covering. 3. Those which have improperly distributed loads upon the floors or roofs, or which the same are overloaded, or which have insufficient strength to be reasonably safe for the purpose used. 4. Those which have been damaged by fire, wind, earthquake, flood, sinkhole, deterioration, neglect, abandonment, vandalism, or any other cause so as to have become dangerous to health, life, property, morals, safety, or the general welfare of the public or the occupants. 5. Those which have become or so damaged, dilapidated, decayed, unsafe, unsanitary, lacking in maintenance, vermin or rat infested, containing filth or contamination, lacking proper ventilation, lacking sufficient illumination, or which so utterly fail to provide the amenities essential to decent living that they are unfit for human habitation, or likely to cause sickness or disease so as to work injury to the life, health, property, moral, safety, or general welfare of the public or the occupants. And 6. Those having light, air, heating, cooling, and sanitation facilities which are inadequate to protect the life, health, property, moral, safety, or general welfare of the public or the occupants. 7. Those having inadequate facilities for egress in case of fire or panic, or those having insufficient stairwells, elevators, fire escapes, or other means of ingress and egress to and from the building. 8. Those which do not provide minimum safeguards to protect or warrant occupancy in the event of fire. 9. Those which contain unsafe equipment, including the boiler, heating equipment, elevator, moving stairway, electric wiring, or device, flammable liquid containers or other structure on the premises or within the structure which is in such disrepair or condition that such equipment is a hazard to the life, health, property, morals, safety, or general welfare of the public or the occupants. 10. Those which are so damaged, decayed, dilapidated, unstructurally unsound, or such faulty construction or unstable foundation that partial or complete collapse is possible. 11. Those which have parts thereof which are so attached that they may fall and damage property or injure the public or the occupants. 12. Those or any portion thereof which are clearly unsafe for their use or occupancy. 13. Those which are neglected, damaged, dilapidated, unsecure, or abandoned so as to become an attractive nuisance to children who might play in or on the building, structure, part of the building, or structure, party wall, or foundation, to their danger, becomes a harbor for vagrants, criminals, or immoral persons, or enables persons to resort to the building, structure, part of the building, or structure, party wall, or foundation for committing a nuisance or an unlawful act. 14. Those which have any portion remaining on the site after the demolition or destruction of the same, or enter the building, structure, part of building, or structure, party wall, or foundation, is abandoned so as to constitute such building, structure, part of building, or structure, party wall, or foundation as an attractive nuisance or hazard to the public. And 15. Those which because of their condition are unsafe, unsanitary, or dangerous to the life, health, property, morals, safety, or general welfare of the public or the occupants. Section 54-3. Dangerous buildings constitute nuisances. All dangerous buildings are hereby declared to be public nuisances and shall be repaired, vacated, moved, or demolished as provided by this article. Section 54-4. Standards for repair and vacation of demolition. The following standards shall be followed in substance by the appropriate municipal official in ordering a repair, move, demolition, or vacation. 1. If any building, structure, or part of building, structure, party wall, or foundation can reasonably be repaired so it will no longer exist in violation of the terms of this article, it shall be ordered to be repaired. If any building, structure, part of building, or structure, party wall, or foundation can reasonably be moved so it no longer exists in violation of this article, it shall be ordered to be moved. In any case where any building, structure, part of building, or structure, party wall, or foundation is 50% damaged or decayed, or deteriorate from its original value or structure, it shall be demolished. In all cases where any building, structure, part of building, or structure, party wall, or foundation cannot be repaired so that it will no longer exist in violation of the terms of this article, it shall be demolished. In all cases where any building, structure, part of building, or structure, party wall, or foundation is a fire hazard existing in violation of the terms of this article, it shall be demolished. 4. If any building, structure, part of building, or structure, party wall, or foundation is in such conditions to make it dangerous to the life, health, property, moral, safety, or general welfare of the public or the occupants, it shall be ordered to be vacated. Where one or more of the standards above may apply, the appropriate municipal official may, in his sole discretion, choose to order any one, any combination, or all of the foregoing remedies. Section 54-5. Notice from the appropriate municipal official of unsafe condition. Whenever the appropriate municipal official, the city finds that any building, structure, part of building, or structure, part of wall, or foundation situated in the city is unsafe to the extent that it is a public nuisance, the appropriate municipal Officials shall set forth in this section give notice to the remedy to the unsafe or dangerous condition of the building or structure. The notice shall identify the street address and the ad valorem tax parcel identification number of the property where the building structure part of the building structure party wall or foundation is located. The notice shall set forth in detail the basis for the appropriate municipal officials' findings, shall direct the owner or owners to undertake either of the following actions. 1. In case where repair is required, accomplish the specified repairs or improvement within a reasonable time set forth in the notice, which shall not be less than 45 days from the date of the notice. Work the same cannot be repaired within the time to provide the appropriate municipal official with a work plan to accomplish the repairs, which plan shall be submitted within 45 days of the making of the notice and shall be subject to the approval of the city council. 2. In the case where a move or demolition is required, move or demolish the building, structure, part of the building, structure, party wall, or foundation within a reasonable time set forth in the notice, which time shall not be less than 45 days of the notice. The notice shall state that in the event the owner does not comply with the time specified therein, the repairs to remove the demolition shall be accomplished by the city and the cost thereof assessed against the property. The notice shall inform the recipients that a public hearing is provided for section 54-6A shall be held on the finding of the appropriate municipal official at the date, time, and location specified in the notice. The appropriate municipal official may also order that any building structure, part of building or structure ordered to be repaired, removed, or demolished be vacated along such terms that the appropriate municipal official deems appropriate. The appropriate municipal official shall give the notice required by section A of this section by all the following means. 1. By certified or registered mail, properly addressed and postage prepaid to all the following persons or entities. I. The person or persons, firm, association, corporation last assessing the property for state taxes to the address on file in the Elmore County Tax Assessor's Office. 2. The record property owner or owners, including the owner or owners of interest in the property, is shown from a search of the records of the Office of Judge Probate of Elmore County, Alabama, at the owner or owner's last known address and at the address of the subject property. 3. All mortgagees of record, as shown from a search of the records of the Office of Judge Probate of Elmore County, to the address set forth in the mortgage, or if no address for the mortgagee is set forth in the mortgage, to the address determined to be the correct address by the appropriate municipal official. 4. All lien holders of record is shown from the search of the records of the Office of Judge Probate of Elmore County to the address set forth in the statement of lien, or if no address for the lien holder set forth in the statement of lien to the address determined to be the correct address by the appropriate municipal official. And 5. Any person who is otherwise known to the city clerk or to the appropriate municipal official to have an interest in the property. 2. By posting notice of the order or copy thereof within 3 days of the date of the mailing required by section B1 of this section, or within 3 feet of the entrance to the building or structure. If no interest, the notice may be posted at any location on the building or structure. And lastly, by reporting notice of the order or a copy thereof in the Office of the Judge of Probate of Elmore County, Alabama, on or before the date of mailing required by section B1 of this section. C. A failure by the City Council to act on the findings of the appropriate municipal officials within 90 days from the date of mailing required by section B1 of this section shall constitute an application of the appropriate municipal official's findings. However, this shall in no way prevent the city from reinitiating the proceedings authorized this article at any time, so long as all the requirements of this article are satisfied anew. Furthermore, this does not require that the order demolition, removal, repairs take place within 90 days from the date of mailing required by subsection B1 of this section. 54.6 Hearing appeal. After the time specified, the notice for the section 54A, but no less than 50 days from the date the notice is given, is provided by 54.5B1, whichever is later. If the owner of any property cited hereunder fails to comply with the notice prescribed, then the City Council shall hold a public hearing to receive any objections to the finding by the appropriate municipal official that the building or structure is unsafe to the extent of becoming a public nuisance. A written request for a public hearing is not necessary. At the public hearing, the City Council shall also receive any written objections to the finding by the appropriate municipal official. Any such written objection must be submitted to the city clerk prior to the start of the City Council meeting in which the public meeting is held. No action shall be taken on the finding of the appropriate municipal official until determination thereof is made by the City Council. Upon holding the hearing, the City Council shall determine whether or not the building or structure is unsafe to the extent that it is a public nuisance. If it is determined by the City Council that the building or structure is unsafe to the extent it's a public nuisance, the City Council shall take either of the following actions. 1. In the case where repair is required, or repair the building at the expense of the city and excess the expenses of the repair on the land on which the building stands or to which it is attached. 2. In the case where move or demolition is required, order moving or demolition of the building at the expense of the city and assess the expenses of the move or demolition on the land on which the building stands or with which it is attached. The City Council may also order that any building structure, part of building or structure be repaired, moved, or demolished, be vacated along such terms as the City Council deems appropriate. C. Any person aggrieved by the decision of the City Council at the hearing may within 10 days thereafter appeal to the Circuit Court of Elmore County, Alabama upon filing with the clerk of the Circuit Court of Elmore County, Alabama. Notice of the appeal and bond